The Crescent Hotel was famous for its elegance, but also for its curses. Legend had it that anyone who stayed in room 6 would never leave. No one dared to stay in room 6, that is, no one until James. James was a curious backpacker who scoffed at the old wives' tales and spooky stories. He thought the legends surrounding room 6 were just that, legends. Legends meant to attract thrill seekers like himself. On his way to the hotel, he read about a young couple who, ignoring warnings from locals, had stayed in the cursed room only to vanish without a trace. James couldn't help but feel a shiver down his spine, but he shrugged it off. He was more excited than scared. After checking in, James headed straight to room 6. The receptionist, an elderly woman with kind eyes and a worried expression, had tried to dissuade him from booking the room, but once the payment was made, there was no changing his mind. The room was on the top floor, accessible only by a creaky, narrow staircase. As he climbed, the air grew colder and the scent of mildew stronger. By the time he reached the landing outside room 6, he could feel his skin prickling with goosebumps. Pushing open the door, he stepped into a world of shadows and dust. The room was dimly lit by a single flickering bulb hanging from the ceiling. Cobwebs adorned the corners, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. The bed was draped in a heavy, dusty cover, and the only sound was the distant creaking of the old house. James felt a sudden urge to leave, but he hesitated. This was room 6, the infamous cursed room, and he was here to prove that there was nothing to fear. He dropped his backpack on the bed, determined to make himself comfortable. But as the afternoon wore on, the room's oppressive atmosphere began to weigh on him. At first, it was just a feeling, a sense of unease that he couldn't shake off. But then the lights flickered and the temperature plummeted. James pulled his jacket tighter around him, his earlier bravado fading away. He tried to distract himself, pulling out his phone to scroll through social media, but the incessant flickering of the lights was unnerving. Then he heard it, a scratching sound coming from the closet. James froze. Was it his imagination, or was someone or something trying to get out? Curiosity and morbid fascination battled within him. Should he investigate? His rational mind screamed at him to do it, to get to the bottom of the mystery. But his gut was telling him to run, to get out while he still had the chance. With trembling hands, he slowly opened the closet door. The scratching stopped. James peered into the darkness, his heart pounding against his ribs. There was nothing in the closet. Relieved but shaken, he shut the door. But the moment he did, he saw it in the mirror. A shadowy figure that seemed to emerge from the very fabric of the room itself. It was tall and gaunt, with long, sharp claws that glinted in the dim light. Spinning around, James found nothing. Had he imagined it? Was the stress getting to him? Before he could convince himself that it was all in his head, the scratching began again, but now it was coming from the mirror. Terrified, he stumbled back. What was that? Was it a ghost? A demon? His mind raced, trying to find an answer. In the morning, after, of course, sleeping fitfully in the other room, the hotel staff found room 6 unlocked and James's belongings neatly arranged on the bed. But James himself was nowhere to be found. The only clue to whatever had happened was a single word etched into the mirror with what looked like a fingernail polish. It read, "Mine. Now, do you believe in ghosts?" Have you ever experienced anything supernatural? Share your thoughts below. And if you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.